Hello students, this is Mrs. Beckers and I'm in my backyard, welcome, because I want to show you some plants that have flowers. We're talking about flowers in class, and I want you to see the real thing. It's hard to do that in November when we're talking about this in class, but if you remember, we've been looking at pictures of the reproductive organs of a flower, the different parts of the male and female parts. So just have a look at this picture. Remember, there's the pistil and the stamen. The stamen is the anther and the filaments and so on. So just keep that in mind. We're going to walk around to a few different flowers that I have in my yard so that you can see in reality what these look like. A beautiful lily that we have, and if we have a look right inside the flower, beautiful light pink petals there, you can see this long thing right here. This is the pistil. This whole thing is the pistil. So we've got the style and the stigma, which should be sticky, and these little other projections here, that's the male part. And you can see this pollen, this stuff's brutal. On my finger, if you cut these and put these in your house, this stuff falls all over your table. So all of that's the pollen, the male sex cells right there. Ooh, and it's really fine. So that stuff blows all over the place. If we have a chance to find a bee, that'd be really cool to see how it works. Oh, while we're here, look at this bush right here. I forget what it's called, but there's these tiny little flowers, and this is wee. But look at that. You can see all of the stamen sticking right up there, and in the midst of all those, I don't know if you can see it or not, there's a little pistil as well to be pollinated. Okay, so that's another little example, and then we're going to go into the other side of my yard. This is a rose bush that I have, and I'm just going to move some of the petals out of the way so that you can see inside. All the reproductive organs are in there. I can't really point them all out because they're so smushed together, but maybe you've never really pulled apart a rose like this to see what's inside there at play. So that's a beautiful rose. So usually you see it like that. Beautiful. And I think these are called Sweet Williams. I can't be absolutely sure. But beautiful purple flower. And again, look inside around the purple petals and you'll see a really classic example of the pistil in the middle and the stamen, the little white bulby things protruding around it that have pollen. I don't know if I can get any pollen off of that one. A little bit. Okay, so there's another example. Oh, look at the bee on the flower. It's going to get pollen all over it. Ooh! So this one's interesting, a hydrangea. You might say, oh, look at that big flower. When really, if you look up close, they're individual little flowers here. So I'm just going to pull apart, sort of. In fact, I'm going to pull it right off. Ooh, sorry, buddy. Can I come up close? Mm-hmm. So if you look at this one, you can see around the white petals, really small, but it's there. You've got the pistil in the middle and teeny little stamen around it. So another lovely example of flowers in bloom. So I'm up. Whoa, there's a wasp. Okay, I'm up in my lilac bush. And I didn't deadhead the whole thing. Normally once the lilac flowers bloom, you cut them off before they look like this so that there are more nutrients going back to the roots for the whole plant. Anyway, I didn't get this one cut off, so I'm going to take it off. Okay, and show you what happens when you don't deadhead your flowers. So here's the lilac flower that has gone past its flower time, and so when it's not deadheaded, it's going to look like this. And you can see these little green bulby protrusions here. That's the flower that has already gone to fruit. And if I did pull it off, these are probably too small to see on this camera, but if I pulled it off and opened them up, you'd probably start to see the formation of seeds in there. So that would be lilac fruit. Don't eat it, so you don't notice it. But that's the reality of flowers. They always go to fruit. Another nice example. Over here to look at this, I think it's a primrose bush, I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, it makes these lovely little pink flowers, little tiny pink roses. And again, I usually deadhead it so that it doesn't go to fruit, but down here, I didn't get them all. So I'm just going to show you, because you may not think about this with wild roses, but here's what happens. So this looks like, yeah, dead flowers. And if you get past this little brownish stuff, which was the pistil and the stem and all that kind of stuff, and look there, the sepals on this end, and I could pull those sepals back, and you see underneath here this green bulb that would be the beginning of the fruit of this rose bush. And again, it's not fruit that you particularly want to eat, and they're really small, so you don't notice it, but this is a flower that goes to fruit, part of its reproductive and life cycle. There you go, and there's another bee flying around here. Oh, look at that. Look at the bee. Nature at work, isn't that amazing?
There's 2 bees.
Oh dear, 2 bees.
Oh, they're having babies.
We've got lots of bees around here. Yeah, that's the business of life. Pollen getting on its underside, it's going to move around, cross-pollinate and all that good stuff. Lovely.